encompasses everybody. We'll just keep it simple. Let's say P&T decides what's on the order sets. We'll make it simple. Okay, what other inputs? We'll say we got CPOE, physicians enter in the order. Okay, yeah. It could, but let's keep it simple because this will get intense real fast. I like where you're going. I like what you're thinking. I like what you're giving off, but let's keep it simple for today. That's good, though. That's very good. What else? What other inputs? Somebody's got to sign the order, right? Okay, so we have a completed order. Actually, that doesn't go there, does it? Well, yeah, it does. Completed order. Okay, who supplies that? Who checks the box and hits the sign button? I mean, I like the utopia that y'all want to move towards, but it could be them or an APP. Here, here we go. Let's just do this. Better? Okay. That leaves it open-ended. Then I'm not that guy, right? All right, so let's pick an output. So what's the output? Actually, this would be selected order. Here, I'm going to fix my own error. I don't want y'all to overthink this. Selected order. And this is a completed order, right? Okay. Think pharmacist reviews this order ahead of time before it gets put on the MAR? Okay. So let's put another one in here. I don't want to add another box, so I'll just put another thing in here. So we'll have order verification goes into it. Who supplies that order verification? We'll say pharmacist. Okay. So we got a completed order over here. So who's the receiver? Who's affected by this completed order? Patient. Okay. Who else is affected by this completed order? Nursing. Okay. Who else is affected by this completed order? Pharmacy. We got to supply the drug, right? Okay. What else? That's probably pretty good. What's another output of ordering pain medications? Okay. Administered medication. Okay. And that's affected by the patient, so we can just leave that alone. Okay. What's another output? Yeah, sure. There's probably a treatment. We can just let's just encompass that all together right here. Let's just say treatment of pain. What was an output in this case? Adverse event, yeah? Okay, so we get adverse events from ordering pain meds. Not all the time, but it's potential output. This is making more sense? Give me a thumbs up if it's making more sense. Give me a thumbs down if it makes no sense to you whatsoever. Okay, question. What's up?
For each of those points you're making, right? Does each, like, do you need to separately address the output for, say, the patient defines the input that they have complaints of pain? Do you then have to put the output as that complaint?
You make a really good point. So let me generalize your question a little bit more, and I think I'll answer it. What the heck do we do with this? Any ideas? Is this an academic exercise? What do y'all think? Why would you do this? What's the point? Why would we want to do this? Assemble your team. Okay? You need to know who's impacted by this. So in other words, who do we want, based on just this one, if we just went with ordering pain medications, okay, if we just went with that one, who do we need on our interdisciplinary team before we start trying to fix things? Because you started trying to fix things, didn't you? Okay, you're a pharmacist. You see things from a pharmacy perspective. There are other people with other expertise that know things that you do not. But you don't know what you don't know, right? And so that's the reason an exercise like this is so important, because you can go through this and say, okay, who are all the people that we need? So who do we need? Who needs to be on our team? A patient actually is a good thing to have. So you want a patient of some kind, or a patient advocate. We have patient advocates in hospital. A lot of times there's actually a big push. We engage patients in their care. We should also engage them in root cause analysis. And I mean, to a certain degree, we don't want to give them details of an event that's part of a lawsuit. But no, there's absolutely value in adding a patient or patient representative to your team, because they can give you that perspective that you don't have. Okay, who else should be on our team? We should have a nurse, at least one, right? Okay, we should have a pharmacist. We should have a physician. Who else should we have? Or a prescriber? Yeah, it could. Yeah, absolutely. Like if maybe somebody that specializes in pain management. Anesthesiologists are specialists in pain management. Why would we want a programmer on there? It's an electronic order set, right? Okay, so that's one of the input people, right? So while P&T committee is making the decision about what goes on the order set, whoops, goodness. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. So you have an informatics team. It may be pharmacy or it may be interprofessional. Our order sets were actually developed by an interprofessional team when I was at THR. We had 2 pharmacists, 2 nurses, 2 physicians. It was kind of a good, well-diverse team. So whoever your informatics team is, because they know what's possible and what's not. Maybe there's a way to prevent flagging or checking something. Okay? Okay, who else needs to be on your team that we haven't said we're going to put on our team? Need somebody from your P&T committee, right? Good? Does it make sense why we just did this? Question, would you have included all of those people had we not done this exercise? Maybe? Okay, that's the point of this exercise. It's a define the problem exercise, or define the process exercise. You're trying to figure out who needs to be on the team. All right, I'll give you all an option because it's 11. Okay, we can go till noon today and try and wrap, or we can go with my original plan, which was to do an hour and a half today, or hour and 20 really, and then how much ever time we need tomorrow. Is that okay to continue with that plan? No. How many people want to? I mean, we're coming back tomorrow regardless. It's just how early we get out tomorrow. So are we powering through till noon? How many people want to power through till noon? You got a couple? You're coming back regardless. It's just how long you're going to be here. Okay, then we will spend another 20 minutes without a break, and we will finish then, and then we'll come back tomorrow and hopefully finish quickly. All right, let's keep going. So let's go to measure. So what I'd like you to do, and this is probably the last activity we'll do today, get this going up. So we want to talk about measure. So whenever we talk about measure, we need to decide up front what's the data we want to collect, who owns the data, and what does the process currently look like. We need to measure what the process looks like. So we can do that best with a process map. So SciPoc also helps us with our process map, because we can kind of say, okay, this is the process we're going to map. So I'll give you an example of one. So this is one for take-home labeling, and you'll notice how simple it is. It doesn't get too complicated. It doesn't have too many branches. It's how we envision the process, right, as it exists today. So start, so you have a little bit of an oval for a start. Then you go, the pharmacist verifies the take-home order. So we have a take-home medication that they're going to take. Okay, label prints. Technician pulls the medication according to the label. Technician fills out the label and the prescription record. Pharmacist checks and labels the med. Then, is the medication over the counter or not? If it's not, the pharmacist files the record. Technician sends the medication and we're done. If the medication is over the counter, they discard the prescription record and technician sends it and we're gone. Okay, real simple process map. So what I'd like you to do is whichever one you picked for your SciPoc, I'd like you to map that one. All right? So whatever you've come up with for inputs and outputs and customers, this is where so this is the broader 30,000 foot view. We're going to zoom in on this and see what happens there. Okay, so I'd like you to use a process map. A couple of tricks of the trade. So that oval is start and stop. We always have a start and stop. A normal flow box is just regular box. So it just goes step 1, step 2, step 3 linearly. Okay, Decisions are marked by diamonds. Okay. And they should always be yes, no. It shouldn't be more complicated than that, or did or didn't. We small for the yes and no, and then the terminus again is just like the start. So it may be easier to just do this on paper unless you're super savvy with PowerPoint or Visio. So try mapping this out. Map out the process that you have in front of you, whether it's ordering a medication, administering a medication, or pain assessment. So let's take 10. Or if you were lost on the SciPoc, please feel free to use this one. Okay, so if y'all want to switch, that's okay.